so greedy, they started opening up Airbnbs where they shouldn't have, basically all over the place across the US. Landlords figured out that by converting homes to Airbnbs versus long-term rentals, that they would make a substantial amount of money. And once people started realizing they can make a substantially more money doing Airbnbs or short-term rentals, according to this article, Airbnb knows people are unhappy. The CEO has acknowledged that tens of thousands of complaints across social media about the platform's growing costliness. It knows that hosts' expenses are going up. It knows there's crime, hidden cameras, sex trafficking in Dallas. I mean, the crime that Airbnbs brings into these residential neighborhoods alone is grounds for a permanent ban around the country. And I understand if you own a house, you should have the rights to that. But y'all that own these Airbnbs are treating them like lodges and hotels in residential neighborhoods, and that's not fair. And I would like to know how many people that own Airbnbs are living next to one. Metros are starting to crack down more and more and more on Airbnbs. In fact, hotels are lobbying, casinos, everyone wants, except the owners, wants Airbnbs removed. New York over the last couple of months has gone into the enforcement stage of Airbnb. We'll talk about that in a minute and how that's created a black market of Airbnb listings. But right now, who I'm really paying attention to is Dallas, because Dallas has had the strictest regulations for Airbnb, essentially banning Airbnbs, as they should, in my opinion, from residential zoning. So you can't have an Airbnb in a residential neighborhood. Now that enforcement starts in January. The next major thing is going to see how these people plan on enforcing illegally ran short-term rentals. And you guys, here's the crazy thing. Some places have become entire Airbnb towns, an entire town of Airbnbs. People are listing short-term rentals on social media now and lesser known platforms, bolstering the rental black market in New York City. What's happening right now is instead of owners getting ahead of this, they're putting their heads in the sand and they're going to ride this off until the very end. And they're going to find any way that they can to get around these new bans. And that is creating an entirely separate market, because the thing here, guys, is generally in order for the metro and state to even regulate the Airbnbs, a lot of the time they're going to Airbnb directly. So if those homeowners are no longer using that platform and they're using, say, Facebook, it's going to create a more difficult time for these metro areas to enforce it. And I'm going to tell you right now, literally go to Facebook right now, go to the marketplace and type in Airbnb and see what comes up. Something like this is probably going to come up where they're even using the name Airbnb. So they know that they're being ran illegally, but in order to market it on Facebook Marketplace, they're using Airbnb in the description. You can see it, $99. Airbnb, daily rental apartment, Texas Medical Center, free shuttle to the hospital. Airbnb rent, $1. Apartment for rent, $1. I mean, there is the black market right now for Airbnb and short-term rentals is exploding.